Arturo Dark Knight. He's one of our best listeners.
Oh, UV.
UV? Did you just say UV?
Why is there a chicken in my parking lot?
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another RSG Wednesday night stream number 145. Welcome to the longest running Star Wars Galaxy Heroes live stream in the community. I'm Ranger J 1999. The knucklehead next to me is Dr. Finn Medicine Woman.
Hello.
And also joining us tonight, we've got Vince Seal, who is so sexy he can't show himself on camera.
Hey, what's going on?
And he's our special guest tonight. Grande should be along in a little bit. There will be no Tits McVenom tonight. Unfortunately, her little ones are not feeling good. So wherever you are, Tits, hope the little ones feel better. She's on mommy duty right now, so she's probably maybe listening to us, but she's got some sick ones to take care of, and we all know how that is. So, but glad to have you guys here. Welcome to the show. Got a ton of stuff to talk about, and so. Let's get rocking and rolling. Let's knock out the mechanisms like we always do. Guys, Finn, can you believe this? We're almost at 4,000 subscribers. We only need 11 more people to hit the subscribe button. So if you have not subscribed, hit that subscribe button now. Finn, you know what? The other thing I realized? I didn't pimp today. I didn't pimp the channel.
I've been doing that as we've been going along.
Yeah, Finn had me doing so much. I totally forgot.
I actually got everything on time today.
Yeah, but on time being, we weren't doing it during the pre-stream kind of time.
Well, yeah, we didn't have to do it in the pre-stream because I got you all the stuff early.
But I had started to download all this extra stuff that you can shut up.
But that's normal.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to pimp. So make sure you put on the Facebook channel, all that good stuff. But yeah, if you've spread the word,
that's a problem.
Spread the word, and let's see if we can get 4,000 subscribers tonight. We also got our Streamlabs going, so anytime you do a donation and super chat, things of that nature, cool little icons will pop up on
and Tiltify.
And Tiltify. So Tiltify, super chat, Patreon, I think. Does Patreon pop up when we get a Patreon sponsor or anything?
No, Patreon
does not. Okay, so, yeah. But we'll have little cool, funny things pop up for you guys there. We finally got the Streamlabs going. Since we switched over, we had to get everything set up again, so we got the Streamlabs going. So if you'd like to donate, the super chat function is there. We have our Patreon, that you can become a Patreon member as well. If you'd like to become a sponsor on YouTube, you can. Hit the thumbs up. Let's get those subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, we're only 11 away. Maybe you can be the 4,000 subscriber.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
If I could, yeah. Ranger, I would give you my 11 subscribers. That way you guys could be at
No, so see, this is why you're here. We're going to get you more
We're going to get you more subscribers.
I don't promote my channel. I just use it as a
We're promoting it for you.
Yeah, we're promoting it for you. This is what we're doing. That's why Van Zyl is on tonight. We're going to talk about some videos that he's been doing. Been doing some really awesome stuff, and we're going to get into the weeds on a lot of stuff tonight. So, that being said, that's everything on the news and notes. We'll get into the Tiltify stuff later. Finn, we got the big show Saturday coming up to raise the last of that 15,000, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes, we do. We have a big stream plan, 12 hours, lots of games. We have guests, everything. So, yeah, make sure you guys join us this weekend. We're planning on having a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys can
help us get to that. Hey, we just got our first thing. Let's see if it pops up. Streamlabs. Skywalker Vader, $2.79 Canadian, says, thanks all your help with game Canadian fan. There you go. Yay! It popped up. Yes. Oh, it works. Yay! Thank you, Skywalker Vader, for the $2.79. Very much appreciate it. That being said, let's get to everything here. I'm trying to. No, I don't want that. Stop it, stupid laptop. I hate you so much. Oh.
You know what you need to do? You need to teach the laptop a lesson by exposing it to the yodeling pickle.
Oh, guys, let me find my. I got this from Sword of the Jedi. The pickle. I have received the yodeling pickle. Here we go. Oh, let me get into camera. There you go. The yodeling pickle has arrived. We've been using it here and there. Thank you, Sword of the Jedi, for the yodeling pickle.
And on the other side, Bimasu got me Pickle Rick.
Oh my god.
Pickle Rick. Pickle Rick.
There's fun little stuff like that we've got on our Amazon wish list that you guys can check out. I don't know what's all on there at the moment. Finn, do you know what we have up there? Because people ask about it.
I mean, the main thing, the thing of most importance probably is anything else is your Ranger shorts.
Yeah. If someone would like to do, I don't think they're going to get here in time though for the race. So, oh well.
They may, I think, if it's ordered like today or something.
Yeah.
But otherwise, probably not.
Yeah. So it's there. Oh wait, I see a Sir Loki sighting. Sir Loki, are you there?
I'm here.
Where are you right now, Sir Loki? Are you home or are you on your way home?
I'm on my way home as always.
Okay, so
good to be here.
Yes, glad to have Sir Loki here as always. There's a nice shot of his car. We got that. So, how are you doing, Sir Loki?
I'm good, man.
You ready to talk about this Revan stuff?
Sure.
I didn't sound very enthusiastic about it. Jesus.
Oh, we got a donation.
Hey, from $5 from Dana Descent. She says Kiri is going to bed now, but she wanted to donate first, and she put it a fox,
good night, Kyrie.
a wolf, and
I'm gonna show a porg instead of Pickle Rick.
Okay, there you go for
Kyrie.
Kyrie. There you go. All right, very much. Thank you very much. So everything
I have
is
too many toys.
You do really. I mean, I've got a whole crap ton of them back there and boxes full that I need to.
Yeah, but mine are porgs and Pickle Rick. So.
All right. So now for questions, guys, real quick. Our Nightbot is down, so Finn is having to do it the old way. So we really need your help tonight. If you have questions, Finn's scooping them up, but be patient. He's going to be jumping through hoops trying to make sure that we get your questions. So bear with us. If we do happen to miss a question, give us a little slack tonight. Nightbot, for some reason, has died. I don't know what it's doing. But we are going to try to get to all your questions. Get those in. Make sure you put a question in front of your statement, and we'll go ahead and get to that. All right. So we've got that, all that nonsense knocked out of the way. So the next thing is the shout-out word of the day. Finn, what is the shout-out word of the day?
So, in honor of everything we've had with Rangers, Yodeling Pickle, and my Pickle Rick, the word of the day, and this is going to be annoying as hell for me to get because Nightbot isn't going to be able to do it. So you guys better be quick on the draw here because I can only grab so many names.
Yeah.
The word of the day is going to be pickle. Pickle. Pickle.
Mm-hmm. Don't spell it like Grande would.
Yeah. We don't have a Twitter question today because we have Van Seal here, so we're going to do something a little different for you guys today.
Yeah.
So
we're going to do a little bit different. So thought we, mix it up, change things up a little bit. That's what we do here at RSG. So no Twitter
question this week. It might come back next week, but we want to introduce something a little new today since we have Van Seal with us and something we plan on continuing.
Yeah, so we'll
get to that at the end.
Yeah, so we'll do that. So we've got that, and then so let's talk about why we have Van Seal on real quick. Let's talk about the video of the week that we're going to be talking about there. Or do we want to wait till we show the video?
We can talk about it now, and then we'll show everyone what it is in a little bit. But so the video of the week, which you guys will see shortly once we start getting into the news that'll be playing on the bottom of the screen, is Van Seal's video about Jango not giving a crap about Deathmark.
Mm-hmm.
Van Seal, you want to talk about your video a little?
Yeah. I'm a little bit new to Zoom, so is it playing in Zoom or is it playing on the YouTube?
We'll show it here.
It'll play on YouTube once we switch to the next scene.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm narrating, like, on point. So,
tell us about it.
So Jango Fett, for those who aren't familiar with the character, part of his contract is he gets damage immunity for 2 turns, which can't be prevented and cannot be dispelled. It's one of those, unique buffs that, it's got a little padlock on it. So with the Jango Fett team that I have running, they get the contract off super quick, and 2 turns is actually a long time with that damage immunity. And in addition to that fear mechanic now, Jango Fett can also skip a turn because he misses his next turn. So sometimes he's just standing there idly with damage immunity. So when Darth Revan starts revving up his damage for the whole team and their speed, like let's say Bosk, if he's taunting, or one of the other bounty hunters dips below 50% health to proc Death Mark, well, now the entire Darth Revan team is targeting Jango Fett, and he's just going to be soaking up all kinds of hits. Like in the video I think that you guys are going to show, that one hit that HK does, that the one that like blasts Jolie into like next week, I think Jango takes like 2 or 3 of those, and nothing happens to him at all. So that gives my team all the time in the world to just start picking them off one by one. And yeah, it's a pretty interesting way to abuse the whole Darth Revan takes down the enemy leaders, I think, just because, I mean, there's the only way around that is with Annihilate, and I've tested that. So
yeah, we're going to get into that because you've done a lot of testing with the bounty hunters against the variations of all the Darth Revan teams, correct?
Yeah, I've been doing testing. Like, I'm going to be doing more this week as people still try to figure out what's the best Darth Revan comp. So the one I'm trying to keep an eye out right now in my arena as I'm climbing is if anybody's using that Mother Talzin one. But again, when you have an entire team that ignores taunt, I think it's going to be really hard for Darth Revan to come up with a team that's going to, make it harder for my bounty hunters to counter them. Because, like I said, when you have a whole team that ignores taunt, that is a huge plus. Like, you can go after whoever you want, whenever you want. So you got a lot of freedom there.
Oh, we just got a donation from Clash DOE. He says, Arshi, what's up, you pickle fiends?
Hey, Clash.
I've enjoyed the new arena diversity. As a scoundrel fanboy, I don't see much difference in the ability for Nez to counter. Love your thoughts. Well, we'll keep that in mind. We'll get to your things. Well, what do you think about that, Vincil?
About?
He says, as a scoundrel fanboy, I don't see much difference in the ability for Nez to counter. Love your thoughts.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. So, actually, this is the first time I've actually been able to run a full 5 bounty hunter team. Before, in the Treya meta and in the Jedi Knight Revan meta, I always had to run Nest. And that was one of my first questions was, can I reduce turn meter from the Darth Revan team with Nest if she's the first one to go? Because they have that mechanic where they can't lose turn meter if they're debuffed. And I tested it a couple times. Nest does not remove turn meter. So Nest, I still think you can use Nest against Darth Revan. Nest is just one of those characters that she's always going to be a great plug-and-play option. But the reason I took Nest out was because if I replace Nest with Zam, which Zam is a much faster character, Zam will actually contribute to the contract, where Nest did not. I only use Nest as a placeholder just to get everybody debuffed, which I'll still be able to daze the Darth Revan team, but you won't be able to reduce turn meter on them. So.
All right. So we get your questions in. We got everything working. It's looking solid. Finn, have you scooped up all the shout out?
Yes. So we're gonna do again 2 different shout outs, right? We have our Patreon shout outs that I will do, and then we have something special that's thematic for our chat shout outs.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get that list in there for you, Rangers, so you can I'm finishing it up right now.
Were you putting that Finn stuff?
Yeah, I'll put it in Finn stuff.
Okay.
And hold on one second. This one is staying out of order for some reason, but everything else is fine. So I can move this up. Almost done.
Almost there. Just a little further.
Okay, I think we got everything. So let me put these names. It's going to show up as an image ranger because it's going to take a little too long. So, but you'll be able to scroll through it.
All right. Well, let's wait for the names.
And then, and in the meantime, I am going to do our Patreon shoutouts. So, shout out to all of our patrons. Once again, thank you all for supporting us. All the money goes back into the stream, and we have a lot of stuff that we have planned to be worked on. Ranger knows I put together like a whole dissertation on stuff for us to work on this past week. So, all right, let's do our Patreon shoutouts. So, Aliux12, Bimasu, Chopper BZ, Clone Troop 211, Contingent 33, Corinth, Dangerfield, Darth Teflon, Darth Allen 0885, Darth Bob, Deadpool Kyle 28, Drewman 95, Aeroc 123, Hogzilla, Ibong Hard, It Poops Bombs, Maz Kanata, Most Mike, Ouchie Dumpling, Pete Lamb, Ray Rock, Rose Taco, Revenator, Sanely Red, Shadowvale, Sith Lord, Slash Fan Rhodes, Spaceman Tim, Tangent, Tallywhack, Tenebris, Diptor, Walter Arnold, War Bobby, and Zarathustra.
All right.
So thank you all for being our patrons. We
Yes,
appreciate it very, very much. And now it is time for our chat shoutouts. And I apologize if you were missed. I think I grabbed everyone. There's a few of them coming in that I'll add to the list here. But today, if you weren't aware, is a very special holiday for RSG.
It is.
Today is Worldwide Toast to Harry Carey Day.
Hi, everybody. Harry Carey here. Calling you from the grave. I'm glad to be here today. Hey, it's all about me, Dr. Finn.
Yes, it is. So everybody, if whatever drink you have, raise a glass, give a toast to Harry Carey.
Hopefully it's a Budweiser.
No, mine is water.
Well, if Dr. Finn, no one likes you then. I mean, if you don't drink liquor, it's not quicker. Stop it. Hey, we've got a great list of people here. I'm going to read this. Finn, I'd like to channel my inner Grande if you don't mind. So I'm going to read these names like he would.
Oh, God.
Hey, we've got Ape Ringo. Hey! That's an oxymoron. Ape Ringo. What's going on there?
No, now that you say that, I'm not going to be able to unsee Ape Ringo, and I'm just going to pretend like he's a monkey version of Ringo from the Beatles.
I know, right? Instead of seeing a beetle, you see a big old gorilla playing the drums. Horribly, I might add. We got A Proposal Wooing. Hey, why are you proposing wooing? Why don't you try proposing something better? Atomic Fish. I don't really I like that one, Dr. Finn. I mean, if you're going to eat something nuclear waste disposed, why not eat an atomic fish? Bad Rongo. B Matsu. That's Japanese for I'm badass as hell. Bravo Dunk. I don't understand why it's Bravo Dunk. Try adding an R in there, buddy, and go with the drunk. If you're going to do something, go all the way. Don't half-ass it. Clone Troop 211. I guess the other 210 were taken. CMD R Skywalker. Is that like a cousin of Luke? I'm not quite sure what this is. Finn, can you help me out here? What is CMDR? Commander Sky. Oh, okay. Red 5 action going on there. Data Descent. I'm not saying anything because she's a lovely girl. She has tattoos and she carries gun, Finn. I'm not pissing her off. Darth Hydus. Or Hyde OS. That dude's mean, Dr. Finn. He struck me violently yesterday. I didn't like it.
He blames me for stuff all the time.
Well, everybody does, Dr. Finn. Shut up. Nobody likes you. I've made my point. DEEA. I don't know what that means. DS space P. I guess the P wasn't good enough for the D and the S. We've got Durgan, our connection from Norway. Durgan Tickle. Wait a minute. What the hell's going on here? There's Durgan and a Durgan Tickle. What's a Durgan Tickle?
Oh, I forgot to filter that. That's what happens when you don't have Nightbot.
Wait a minute. Hey, I want to know what the hell this Durgan Tickle is.
He's put tickle instead of pickle, and I forgot to remove the comment.
What the hell's going on, Dr. Finn? Everybody in
Sorry.
chat's wondering what the hell is going on with this tickle crap.
Durgan type tickle. That's all I can tell you.
I mean, Durgan learned to spell, but really, what's up with the tickle, buddy? Force Master 77. I guess he's 77 years old. I'm not quite sure. Grim with 2 M's. I guess he needed to really make his name elongated to say that he's the Grim Reaper. I don't know. Hans Smeller. Hey, if whoever smelt it dealt it. Hans is your person that's guilty. Hellenix. Holy cow! I'm not reading all this. What is with that name, Hellenix? Pick one and just move on. Jacob Baxter. Jason Hobby. I guess Jason's let us know we have a hobby. That's great. Jason Hommel, who does not have a hobby. Jedi Trading Bogus. You know, Dr. Finn, I'm a full Sith. I didn't know if you knew this. And I agree. Jedi Trading is bogus. John
Bastard will
Moron.
not be happy with that one.
Well, she's gone over to the dark side. I didn't know if you knew this, Dr. Finn. She's joined us on the evil side of things. John Moron, as Grande would say. Josh Crandall. JVU 420. I think that's a band from the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. Kashmir, good name of a song. Kobe 1. Molly. Maz Kanata. Hey, we've got a celebrity. Dr. Finn, Maz Kanata from episode 7 is here. Hey!
Hi, Mascanada.
I don't know what to do with myself. You know, she's got her glasses are as big as mine, Dr. Finn.
Yeah, but she was in a fight last time we saw her.
That's a good call. She don't mess with Maz Kanata. She flies around with that jetpack and shoots you in the face. McFly Z009 with a bunch of exclamation points. So he's really saying his name with authority. Miss Farquhar, the yoga master herself, is there. Mos Def Isley. That's a pun, Dr. Finn, because he took Mos Eisley and added a Def like he's a rapper. It's pretty cool. Moss Mike, I guess he just didn't want to add the Def to his name. Nathaniel Morgan. Nick Gurr. Dr. Finn, that throws me off. Nick Gurr. Like,
Gurr.
Is he a pirate? Yeah. The Pirate Nick is in the house, everybody. He's Gurring everybody. Ouchie Dumpling, representing the Carolinas. Hey, Ouchie Dumpling, glad to have you here. Don't make her angry either, Dr. Finn, or she'll poke your eyes out. Raza972, Rose Taco. Hey, if I'm going to have a taco, make sure it's got full of roses. That's nasty. Rewind, reverse. I didn't say that. Sanely red. He's red, but he's sanely. Skull West or Skull West. I don't know what that word is. Silverbolt. Skywalker Vader. Hey, pick a side, would you? Either you're a Skywalker or you're a part of the Vader crew. Slava MC. Hey, he's a disco DJ. Solar Warden. Stephen Burgett. Suicide Squad. I didn't like that movie, Dr. Finn. How did you feel about that movie?
I liked it, but did you hear about the next one?
All right, we're moving on. No one cares what Dr. Finn has to say. Sword of the Jedi. He's really awesome. SWU Ephraim Stern. That name confuses me, Dr. Finn. I can't come up with anything. Takedown Games. Hey, he's a stoner. Stoner Jedi representing. Talon Lee, the Tour, the Taco King 2. Hey, hook up with Rose Taco. Y'all can combine your names. Have a baby. Vincel. Hey, he's in the chat with us. Vincel, how are you today?
Doing great.
Hey, what are we going to do about this Death Star, Vincel? I'm worried sick about it.
We're building one?
Well, yes, but you know it could blow up planets. What if it comes to Earth? What are we going to do?
I have no idea. Send all. Oh, I know. Actually, I know. We're gonna send all of the rebels and all the resistance to get blasted by the Death Star.
That's a good call because us Earthlings don't want to participate in that nonsense. Go forth, rebellion, and crush. Vito Anto, Walter Arnold, and Dada Jordan. Well, he's a papa and he's proud. He's a Dada. I think that's French, Dr. Finn, for father.
We have a few more that I added.
We do? Holy cow. Okay. Captain Obvious. I guess general knowledge was taken, so you went with that one. Captain Obvious. Chris Coco. Hey, Coco. What a great name. Darth Vader 87. Hey, the 87th version of Darth Vader. I love it. Ham and cheese. See, I said that one right, Dr. Finn, because I love me a ham and cheese sandwich with lettuce, pickles, and lettuce. And then I like to wash it down with an ice cold Budweiser. Ray Rock, RSG Vormax, Styx 13, and Vague. He's not really a name, just the concept, Dr. Finn. He's just vague. And that's all the shout-outs. Thanks for joining me on my day. Cubs win! Cubs win!
So I hope you guys had fun. Again, on this day, which is Worldwide Toast to Harry Carey Day.
There you go. That hurt my voice tremendously.
I will toast my water to Harry Carey. We'll do something big when we have to do something for Harry Carey when we meet up in Orlando.
Yeah. I just need a big thing of glasses or something, big bifocal things.
Anyway, we're trying to plan everything we're going to do down there, so you guys will have some interesting things that come back afterwards.
All right. Now that we've got all that knocked out of the way, let us move on to... Oh, look! It's Grande.
What's up, everybody?
Grande popped in. Did you get your dishes all washed and the kids all fed and everything like that?
And the wife came home, so everything is better now.
Did you give her a hug?
I did more than give her a hug.
Okay, that's more than I needed to know. You're disgusting.
She had a long, hard day. I had to give her, a back rub.
Mm-hmm.
And tell her how much I loved her. Tell her she looked nice. She always.
Why are you talking like you're on NPR, Grande?
She always looks nice.
But you're talking like you're on. And now thoughts from Grande Patron and his on his day that he had with his wife.
I'm just telling you.
Grande, how was your day? Why don't you tell the folks out there?
I am toasting water because I don't have anything else. God damn it.
Yeah, make fun of Finn.
Listen,
I'll toast something better when I drink all the drinks that people have paid for on Tiltify for me to drink.
All right, so we're here to talk about some stuff. Let's get into it. Let's flip it over and make sure everything's ready to go. Yes, good. Here we go. And I'm just going to start. We're going to start about Darth Revan. So let's just go ahead and pop up the image. So here we go. Our Lord and Savior, his early version has arrived, Darth Revan. And so we're going to go through all the posts and things that were posted. We're going to talk about them, those kind of things, give us our thoughts. I know the community's split on him, and all I ask is you be nice. If you don't agree with somebody...
And we're going to do things a little different, right?
Yeah.
So normally we read the post to you guys and all of that, but we're going to talk about Darth Revan, but we're going to summarize these posts a little bit.
Yeah.
After the stream, I'm going to put all the links for you guys so you guys can go to each of these and see what we are discussing. But the first post that we have up is when Darth Revan is coming. Now, the reason for this post, if you guys weren't familiar, is that there was originally a release of a Revan trailer that had the March 21st date. Then they pulled it and basically took out the date, so it became kind of a standard one. And we all suspected that it was going to be March 21st because that was the timing on the packs, right? Everything was related to the pack timing, and if it came out on the 21st, there would be 7 days for it and all of that. So 21st seemed like the perfect date. Well, that day came and went, and Carrie put out this post because they were obviously later than what everything was seeming to be planned for. And essentially what she said was that Darth Revan was not ready for release. They were still doing some extra testing, trying to make sure that everything was correct. And so they took some extra time, and then they ultimately, in the next post called Darth Revan Event Timing, told us that the event was going to start this past Monday. So hopefully you guys have seen this. You are on your way to getting Darth Revan, if not already have gotten him. And so Darth Revan was released on Monday, largely due to the fact that they were testing something with the kit. But that gets us into a whole new thing, right, Ranger?
Yes. We get into the next thing, which is preview Darth... Wait, which one are we on now? Sorry, you're going so fast. Let's see.
Yeah, we are. We're talking about the preview of Darth Revan's gear. So we have the... I wanted to make sure you switched.
Yeah, I switched.
So we have also with Darth Revan, in addition to whatever changes they made as a result of their testing and trying to tweak it and all of that, they also introduced 2 new pieces of gear. The first one is the Mark 7 Cryotech Shock Prod, which is actually does look like a Shocker probe, which is kind of weird. And then the other one is the Mark 9 Cryotech Battle Computer, which looks like the old Battleship game, if you guys have played that, and makes me nostalgic to play Battleship again. But that is essentially what they have done. Vancio, since you are our esteemed guest for today, what do you think about the new armor pieces that they introduced? How they introduced it? Was this the right time for it? What are your thoughts?
I like the pieces. I mean, I think they got better stats than some of the junk that we have to put on characters. I wish we would be able to use some of those pieces we have thousands of in our inventory, but it is what it is. So, I mean, I really don't think much of it because they didn't. I think a lot of people would have been more upset if they inflated the price, but the fact that you can buy these at the same price as Carbantes and a stun gun, I mean, the way I see it, it's just another Carbante and just another stun gun. It would be nice to see if they can implement these in maybe like events or raid rewards at some point. That way we don't have to exclusively just farm them from shipments, because the nodes are... I've had some lucky days with the nodes, but I think shipments is the best way to go with these pieces.
I agree with that. I mean, the thing about the gear, it's specifically only for Revan. I'm kind of torn on it. I understand why they did it. I just think it sucks. The amount of gear you need for Darth Revan is crazy as is. The amount of gear you need for the characters to beat the Revan event is crazy as hell. I've already blown through almost 1,000 Carbantes in a couple days. So it's not like he's between the characters and Darth Revan that you need, because you need the Old Republic characters and then taking eventually to Gear 12. It's a ton. So introducing this, I guess it's to slow down the progression of Darth Revan, but really, it's
been a long time since we had a new gear piece.
Yeah, and it's only for one character. And the thing is, they want to move forward doing this. I don't like this for new characters. I mean, I agree with Vince. Still, the gear is cool. It's got good stats, but for one character, you have to farm it. For shipments, which is the best thing. The drop rate's okay. Well, I mean, I'm not shocked at that, but I don't know. It just seems kind of like if I was creating this character and people are going to do this, and if you're going to introduce gear in the game, make it for everybody. If you want to do it for Darth Revan, fine, but just this specific gear. And a lot of people that are farming it, you're taking away from them farming other characters and stuff, so that's slowing them down on that. Maybe that's their whole goal. They saw this in their econ and they're wondering maybe this is the route to go. So But
there's no way for them to do that, right? Which is that I know you're saying make this gear for everybody, but do you remember pre-crafting and what happened with that and how they changed gears on all characters with whatever the new item was, and some people had some prepared and stuff.
The exact reason why they did it this way.
Well, I mean, so let me clarify.
So for new characters,
right?
But,
for new characters, say this is the piece you need moving forward, right?
Right. I think that's part of it, which is everything has to be taken kind of in the context of where we are in the game versus where we plan on going in the game, right? And so, as it stands now, it looks a little weird. Darth Revan is the only one with this gear. Now, to their credit, they did put it in an energy node, which I think was better than them putting in like a fleet node, for example, which they could have done because the fleet node,
which would have been
awful.
Yeah. So they at least put it in an energy node. And I know Grande, you tend to prefer doing hard nodes for everything, but I mean, at least the regular.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Right. So it's not bad. I mean, I think some people would have preferred to do hard nodes, but it's not that big a deal, right?
I would have liked to have seen it in more than two places. It would have been nice if we had had it in 2 hard nodes and 2 easy nodes, right? Especially, it would have been nice if it was on nodes that people were already working on.
Right.
If they put it on nodes like, I don't know, Jango Fett's node, for example, right?
Yeah.
If they put it on some really juicy nodes, 2 light side, 2 dark side, 1 hard, 1 regular, I think they would have satisfied the majority of the masses with this new gear.
Yeah, and I mean, the amount of time that it would have taken is pretty much the same, right? Because you still have the same finite amount of energy. You're just spending it in different places that maybe you enjoy a little bit better. So it's not like it's changing the amount of energy that's being spent for that gear. So
right.
But yeah, so I mean, the way we're looking at it now, it makes it seem kind of weird, right? Because it's only for Darth Revan, it's nowhere else. but I'm pretty sure they have a future plan with this. If they introduce a new, and we've already kind of seen whatever they call it, what is it, the arcade raids or whatever it's called from the data mines or whatever, the mythic raids, the next level of the
may
raids.
Not be coming, right?
Yeah, may or may not be coming, but if it does, I mean, we could see this as a potential reward in there, right? Instead of those freaking Mark IV Carbantes that nobody needs. So they could easily start adding these in other places, but right now with only one character, I'm not too upset with the way that they release this. I think Grande's right. If they put it in nodes that people are farming, it might be a little bit better. But I think more important than anything else is that as they include this in the gear kit of other characters, that they do increase the locations that you can get them.
Okay. All right. So the next thing, Dr. Finn.
The next thing, now we talk about the Revan event. And I know, Ranger, you did the Revan event. They added a lot of new cool things with it as well.
So let's talk about the Revan event itself. There is a lot of positives about the Revan event. The look of Revan is fantastic. They nailed it. Props to CG and their art department. I could not be more impressed with how you nailed his outfit. I mean, it looks just like the figure behind me, and that lightsaber twirl he does, just absolutely spot on with the character. I really give kudos to the art department and the design of him. The designers did a fantastic job. The event itself, I was very impressed with. A couple things that really stood out to me is the event was hard. It was super hard. It was ridiculously hard. But, that's a challenge that they wanted to make it. It took me a few tries. I had a Zeta Karth. That's fine. I was going to do it anyway to actually beat the event. Some people have done it without it, but I'm not saying you have to. But it made it a lot... I didn't have to Zeta him, but... Yeah, but it made it a lot easier. But my Karth, I couldn't take him past Gear 9, and he wasn't surviving.
Yeah.
But with the Zeta...
It probably would have worked.
Yeah, it would have been fine. It's just because he was losing too much health and protection, right? And that Zeta with the team was allowing everybody to get health and protection back on crits, and that's really big. But the actual design of the event was really cool. Each phase was really done well. What they did really well, and I really liked this, was the lore aspect of it. When you went in, they told you the story before you went in. And while you're in, for the characters you were facing, it gave you a little brief synopsis of the characters and things that you were fighting. And I thought that was really well executed and done. So I have no problem with the look of Revan, the design, the event I thought was top notch. Really hard, I was cussing, but I always cuss at events. I just have too much.
It almost became another Thrawn event.
It did until I just get, because I was trying to see for you guys if it could be beaten at lower gears. It can't. I mean, if you have certain characters, certain high gear, you can do it, and some lower, it can be done. But if you're frustrated with the event, I understand that it's the tier 5 that's really the hard part, getting past those last robots. But if you watch our videos or the other videos out there, you learn that there's a certain order of kill. It takes a little long. You can do it. If you fail, just go back in, do it again. You eventually will beat it if you have the gear on the characters and know what you're doing. So, not a problem. It did cause me to invest all the gear I had saved up to get the characters to 11, and that's fine. I kind of expected. That's why I saved everything. That's why my Darth Revan's not gear 12. One, I don't have the new gear pieces, which sucks. And the other thing is I'm out of stun guns. I used all those 300 stun guns I had on the other characters to get them to a decent level to where they could survive. But all in all, I think everybody on the panel agrees that it was a really good event. I don't think there's any disagreement there, right?
Agreed.
Yeah. Now the character himself, when we first saw his kit, it is a very... there's a couple concepts I have problems with. The one thing that I have problem with Revan's kit is that you sacrifice defense for offense. And I don't like that. I know, Sir Loki, you had brought this up before. It's not a good mechanic, and I don't like it. That being said, now Revan, from what I'm seeing from all the data and people are showing me, on offense he's a beast, right? Real quick matches, you can go in there, just waylay. We don't have the team yet. Anybody who says I've got the Revan team and this is fantastic is full of crap. I'm throwing that out there right now.
I don't think so. I'm fighting one right now in arena that holds every time.
What's the team?
So it's Darth Revan,
Hmm.
HK-47, Darkside Bastila, Sith Trooper, and Thrawn.
Okay, so that's one of the things. We don't have enough information to say whether Revan's good or bad. There's just not enough information in there. From what I've been sent from other people,
I beat the team on speed,
yeah,
right? I mean, and I've got the highest offense Yoda on the shard.
yeah.
And
So from what I'm seeing, for just example, my shard, nobody's running. One person's running them, but he's running a Darth Revan BB-8 R2 Basla HK-47. But we'll see how he does. He's dropped a couple places already, but we'll see how he does. The feedback I'm getting is great on offense, fall drastically on defense. He's just not a defensive team. It's easy to beat. We're still trying to figure out the works. One of the other things too that I still don't understand why he doesn't have synergy with Sith. Jedi Knight Revan has synergy with Jedi and Old Republic. Now it could be because they're just trying to keep it with Sith Empire. Fine. Then why is see the thing here is
his leader doesn't have synergy, right?
Yeah,
But
he has the Sith tag, so you can use them. And one of the teams
Right.
that people have been using is the Triumvirate with Fallen Bastila and
Right.
and Revan. Still, the word's still out on that. Is it really the team to go with and stuff? We don't know. So his leader doesn't work with other Sith, but he can be in a Sith lineup, which is weird because it's Revan. He should be the leader of some team.
Right.
The other thing people have been bringing up is that, well, just wait, other characters are going to come and it'll make the team better. That's possibly true. That's if they get the kit right and if they do the right kit and the synergy works. My opinion is that the Darth Revan team is missing a really solid tank. I think Sith Trooper is a waste of space, and they need a really good support character to make that team really work. So I'm kind of torn. There's some good things about Darth Revan, so there's some bad things. My opinion is as much time, effort, energy, money, expense that went into us getting Darth Revan. The character is good, but he's not great. And some people are like, well, it's fine. And some people just are. There's people on both sides of the fence. And remember, guys, in the comments, if you like him, you think it's fantastic, great. If you don't, great. But keep it civil, right?
I mean, if you've got God mods and you had the Zetas ready and you've got everything at G12 plus, yeah, there are some teams out there that cannot be beat.
But
with Revan, you cannot beat Darth Revan with Revan. There are teams out there.
I'm getting the other word on that, Grande. I'm getting people that are like,
You want to log into my account and try it?
Grande. God,
There's
hold
some
on a second, Grande. I just said that's your perspective. Other people are showing me other stuff. I'm not saying that you're wrong.
No.
I'm saying that there's
I'm saying there's a team out there.
Yeah, there have been some new teams popping up with Darth Revan that have been making it more and more difficult to be beaten by Jedi Knight Revan. If you use the standard lineup of just Sith and stuff, it doesn't work well. Grande, the ones that you're seeing, right? Usually the fourth and the fifth positions are by almost all like non-Sith or non-Sith Empire. Like
Yeah.
it's droids.
I mean, it's Thrawn,
It's
right?
Talzin. It's
Thrawn.
like Talzin Zombie. There's something with a Thrawn. I mean, it's some interesting combination.
Thrawn, okay,
of hits.
and just to be clear, I mean, his Revan is running plus 151 speed, right? So
Yeah.
this is not a normal, and I still outspeed him, right? And his dark side Bastila is running 128. So I mean, this is, his HK-47, is relatively slow, and his Thrawn is, I'm going to call it relatively slow. It's an even 300. It's running plus 138 speed. I'm not saying, I beat him on speed, right? The challenge comes in is, once that team gets going, it's hard to stop, right? And so your damage output, and my damage output's pretty good on the team, right? I mean, I've got, I've got GMY sitting at, plus 100 or plus, let's look at his special damage. My GMY's special damage is over 72k, and I still can't, and so I'm over 72k on damage on my GMY, and I can't get it to work. And I've tried fracturing. I mean, I've tried marking Darkside Bastila. I've tried marking HK. Believe it or not, probably the best choice is to actually mark Thrawn, so you don't get fractured, because it lets your whole team. It doesn't leave you down a man or down a character. Basically, it's probably been the best way to do it so far. But I still haven't won against it, so I'll keep playing around with it. I think there is a team out there, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know if it's one that exists
but
now.
I'm going to tell you right now, the team that works only works if you have insane mods. So everyone who doesn't have insane mods, not K, 7200. Sorry, you might have corrected me. 7200, not 72,000.
If you're at 72,000, that's pretty impressive. I mean,
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. You should want that everybody. But
start getting that. Yeah, those are some those leftover mods from the original mod release.
I am telling you that that it is pretty impressive, right?
Yeah.
So are we? So mirror matches. Grimm's talking about in 6 months we're going to be crying about mirror matches.
I'm ignoring Grimm right now. He's really starting to piss me off.
Well, Vancio, what have you seen so far with your?
Yeah, you've done a lot of testing, Vancio. It's been pretty fascinating with all the. You use a bounty hunter team, and you've just been facing all these Darth Revan teams. What have you been noticing? What have you been seeing?
I have to agree with Grande. So there's one Darth Revan team that I really wanted to test against, and I can't beat it.
Okay.
I'm sure I can if I remod, but the only reason why I can't beat it is because of speed.
Okay.
So
which team is that?
It's the one with Mother Talzin and Zombie.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So basically, that team will rip me to shreds before any of the contracts get off, and it's like, well, I need the contracts get off to win. But yeah, so I agree with Grande about the speed thing, because this guy's got, I think his Darth Revan's like 315, 316 speed. Yeah. It's really, really fast. So the second that Darth Revan goes and does his insanity, it's kind of over at that point. And the team just, I mean, Mother Talzin and Night Sister Zombie, I don't really think contribute to them beating my team. It's mainly just because their Revan's so fast. I'm pretty sure if this guy had like a 300 speed Revan, I'd be able to beat the team, no problem, with the Mother Talzin Zombie.
Okay.
I still have to look for that team with a slower speed to test it out. But yeah, I have to remod that team later tonight, or my team later tonight to fight it tomorrow. But yeah, I agree. Like the speed is just like, and like I don't know if Grande, like those teams that have beaten yours, or you fought against them, like how quick are those matches for you?
Oh yeah, we're done in a minute and a half on D. I mean, it's you can tell right away whether or not you're going to win or not. And I'm telling you, on my way up, I can fight 3 or 4 of them and kick their butt like it's going out of style, right?
Yeah.
The challenge here is when I get up to the upper ones is where I have a challenge. And right now it's really just one. Those guys that are running BB-8 and R2 on the team, it's no contest, right? It's the guy running Thrawn is the one that's really got it done, and he doesn't even have a Zeta on Darkside Bastila yet. You know, he's still contemplating whether or not he wants to put that Zeta on or not, and he's only got one Zeta on HK, only one. He's still thinking he wants to put the other Zeta on. So, I told him in the chat, I was like, "Good thing we're friends, and good thing I don't really care if I get rank 3 today." I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out between today and tomorrow, and I'll figure out a way to beat it, or I'll just join you.
Right.
I mean, because I can beat him on mods. If I remod it, I could beat him on mods. So it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
And I think what a lot of people are doing right now, and I think we'll see an end to this, and this is what we were discussing the other day, right? Is I think right now, because of the initial release and people testing, the full Sith Empire wasn't working. Jedi Knight Revan was basically destroying the Darth Revan teams that are on defense when they had the Sith Empire in there. The Darth Revan teams made it a lot easier for people to beat Jedi Knight Revan teams. They didn't have to do the whole 4 minutes. They were able to do it in like 1 minute, and they were able to make it easier, right? And that's kind of what people were hoping for. They were hoping for a way to beat Revan faster, so you don't end up in those stupidly long matches. So Darth Revan served its purpose with that. But I think what's happening is that people are trying to fit the square peg in the round hole. They're still trying to find a way to make Jedi Knight Revan win. And part of that is because of how the original testing went when you just went with Sith Empire. But like with most things, it's easy to see that Darth Revan is designed to beat Jedi Knight Revan. Like, you can tell that's kind of what the intention was. Mm-hmm. And I think as people play around a little bit more, they come up with these interesting compositions with Mother Talzin and Zombie, or with Thrawn, and I've started to see some like Scion and Nihilus, right? So it's not necessarily just Sith Empire. They're also just putting in regular Sith. They put in like Scion and Nihilus to help with some of that. I mean, you're seeing some of these combos kind of popping up. And I think Jedi Knight Revan may find it increasingly difficult as we move along. But I think there's other teams that were tested that will still be able to beat it. I mean, so there were some people showing that you could beat it with Jedi Training Rey. There were some beating it with CLS. I know Van Seal was beating it with Bounty Hunters, and he said he might have to remod to beat the Mother Talzin team. But I'm sure there's a way he's going to... I mean, honestly, if there's a will, there's a way with Van Seal and Bounty Hunters. He'll find a way to beat those teams.
It's just speed on that team, because what happens is like the Revan goes right after my Bosk, and right between my Bosk and my Jango Fett. So that's one of the more crucial parts. And I mean, I gotta break down and do some math, because like when Revan's got debuffs, I gotta figure out how much speed he's at, because he might be like 1 or 2 speed faster than Jango, and that's what's killing me. So it's just a speed issue. So
you should consider a Zeta Farm Boy Luke lead. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I don't know which character that is, but I'll have to look it up later.
I'm still trying to find a really good use for him.
You're still using that, or you're not using it yet?
My Zeta Farm Boy?
Yeah.
I've been using him. I've been using him primarily in like Grand Arena as a lead when I'm going in with a Nest to give her additional tenacity. That's basically where he's been fitting in. It's like a Farm Boy Luke with Nest team that I throw in different places.
Well, we got Loki here. Loki, what are your initial thoughts of Darth Revan now that we've got him, the event, everything like that? We haven't heard from you since... We never hear from you, damn it, Loki. I want your thoughts on all the event and the character itself.
It's still early, man, but he's okay. I mean, it's my hopes were they were going to give us another Grand Arena comp, and that's what they did. They didn't give us... I agree with the whole panel when you say he's incomplete. But is Malik going to be the one to complete him, which, I guess is the obvious choice. But I don't know. I was disappointed. I mean, I'm still a little disappointed at him, but for me personally, the team I use right now, I went back to Trey lead with him.
Yeah.
And it's the team right now that I could drive home and stick it on auto and then climb my arena shard. That's what I use.
Yeah.
And that's probably the best team, at least on my arena shard. I can auto the other Darth Revan teams. I can auto the Mother Talzin team with it. And I can drive home and do my arena without missing my payout. So that's what I use right now. I don't know if it holds good on defense, but it's my auto team that I've been asking for like 6 months, and they gave it back to me, so I'm pretty happy right now.
Okay.
Yeah, you're talking about with Malik and Darkseid Bastila, right? On the Triumvirate.
Malik.
I'm sorry, Darth Revan.
No, it's just Trey lead with.
Grande, do you have Malik?
Yeah.
Are you holding out on us?
It's Trey. It's Triumvirate with Darth Revan and Darkseid Bastila.
Yeah, and Bastila. That's it.
Great. Yeah.
The team runs over Jedi Knight Revan teams. And runs over the Darth Revan led teams, at least on my shard. So if you want to try it, I modded my Nihilus has like maybe 60,000 or 55,000 health, so that helps a lot because he survives everything. And you probably lose Traya, but then the AI doesn't play right when they fight the other 4. So Bastila does a bunch of debuffs, and Darth Revan does his thing. So it's a solid team if you need a climbing auto team. That's what I would use.
And you still haven't, and you're still waiting to see how it holds on defense.
I really don't care about defense, honestly, but
Yeah, as long as he doesn't drop below 27, he can auto all the way back up.
That's what I'm asking. Is it
Exactly.
if you're not dropping below that mark yet, are you?
no, I've had it in there for like 2 nights, so I've dropped to like 7 or something like that. So,
Okay.
yeah, I think it's one of those teams that maybe it's tricky to fight because, like Grande mentioned, you can have all the offense in the world on Yoda, but if you fight a really well-modded Traya-led team and you keep marking Traya and you can't take her out, and she's got like 120,000 combined.
The other thing too is if you have a decent amount on Darkside Bastila, the mark's not going to stick.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's how I modded my Bastila. She's actually really slow, but she has like 60,000 health. So that's.
The only way to beat Loki's team that I've seen is you have to take out Darth Nihilus first.
Yeah,
if you don't take out Darth Nihilus,
but yeah.
It's pretty darn near impossible. But that's what you have to do.
We should put the caveat that Loki has ridiculous mods.
He does have.
I don't anymore. I'm not.
What do you mean you don't?
What do you mean you don't
Well,
anymore? What'd you do? Sell them?
Again, mods is very subjective, right? Loki looks at other people's mods and sees that his aren't as good as theirs. People are going to look at Loki's mods and see how great his are compared to theirs. So it's all subjective compared to what you've got.
Oh my God, get the hell out of here! I've seen Loki's mods.
It's
not subjective. That is some sick ass mods. Anybody who says differently is on crack. If I had Loki's mods, I would never leave the house. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Oh my God!
Right, but Loki, you've seen people with better mods than you.
Oh, I'm
right?
sure
That's
there
why
are.
You're saying that. That's why he's saying that.
Everybody caught up already. It's like the people that had good mods a year ago have crappy mods now. It's just what it is, and everybody caught up. It's that's what that whole mod rework did, was it caught everybody up spending money and buying mats and 6ing all their stuff. So and people get lucky on the rolls. So it is what it is. My whole gripe was I needed an auto team because I drive home when it's arena time. That's the problem. And I stream with you guys when it's arena time. Now I'm sitting right now. I'm like autoing it right now on this phone.
Better than Galactic War.
I'm not gonna be, like looking down because you look back on our other streams. I'm looking down. I'm playing because I'm trying to climb arena. And I can't do it. Right? It sucks. But now it's all good, man. I like it. Until somebody, until they start switching all their teams to the trail-led team, and now it's like whichever Annihilate goes off first, But
have you tried so I haven't seen the Traya lead yet, but when Traya was dominant, the counter was EP, right? It was like EP, Vader, and the Triumvirate because they were constantly getting.
Man, I don't know if you can ever get them fast enough, man. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you're ever gonna be able to get them fast enough.
No, not
you never really had to get them too fast though.
EP's so freaking squishy, man.
No, but it was the EP lead that was doing it. Like EP with Triumvirate was the counter to Traya lead back in the day.
Right.
But I'm wondering if you could run something similar to beat it with.
I don't know about that.
I don't think so. I mean, think about it. She's just. I don't think it's gonna work
because they're getting all of these debuffs that are constantly getting dropped. Right, like the ferocity is coming up and coming down and coming up and coming down, and your Vader is still probably going to be faster. Right, you can probably get Vader faster than everyone on the opposing team because of his unique. If you put your speed mods on him, right? So potentially. You could get Vader going first. Now, Nihilus may end up going first after that, and that's always one of the RNG aspects of it. But I haven't tested. That's why I'm asking you guys. I haven't seen the Traya team yet, so I haven't been able to test anything against it. But I'm wondering if EP may be the counter to that one.
I don't see it.
But
we just got $2 from Vigilant.
Doesn't he get hit or something?
Vigilant Sentinel. Hold on, just noted $2. He says his HK any good since his rework. Any good GA teams?
Yes, HK is
HK is phenomenal.
Yeah, he's really
good.
But with Darth Revan, right? I haven't found a good team comp for him outside of it now.
Yeah, I'm not sure how under anything else but a Darth Revan lead, HK really makes a whole lot of sense, which is part of the my thought process. You know, if we're trying to make 2 3v3 teams, HK always goes with Revan.
But back to your point, the fear and everything else from Bastila and Revan against that team, unlike the previous straight team, is going to wreck that team. So I just don't see them overcoming that. The speed and the abilities that are now added to that team. I mean, I don't think EP's got a prayer against that team with what they can do.
In any case, though, I think it's interesting because we were discussing not long ago, trying to get back to a rock, paper, scissors, right?
And potentially, this gets us back to rock.
Exactly.
I don't know about
Jedi Knight Revan is the counter to it, if they start changing, right? So if we start moving towards the trail lead with Darth Revan, or if we start moving towards the Darth Revan team with Talzin and Zombie, I mean, we might start seeing the return of rock, paper, scissors quicker than we thought. So, I mean, overall, this is serving exactly what we needed, right? I think we're all, and I mentioned this on the lunch stream before, which is I think we're all, unfortunately, a little spoiled and desensitized to the fact that Jedi Knight Revan was so friggin' OP. Like, he was a whole different level of being OP in this game, that now the standard for that kind of event was, we needed another Jedi Knight Revan type character, and they can't keep releasing characters at the level of Jedi Knight Revan. It would completely destroy the game. And so they created a kit very heavy against Jedi Knight Revan, but still allowed for you to lose to other teams. And I think this gets us to where we need for rock, paper, scissors.
We'll see. It's still too early to tell. Oh, Vigilance Center just donated $2. RSG is greater than Galaxy of Heroes.
All right, so I think we had the post up with regards to the next one, Ranger. So we'll summarize these because we just kind of talked about it. They weren't on the screen, but we had the Darth Revan event.
The lore tab one?
Yeah, so we saw the lore tab, and that was really cool. I thought it was a translation thing at the beginning. I was very confused, but then it turned out to be lore, which was actually really cool.
A translation thing. Fantastic.
Well, it looked like the icon for translation.
Absolutely fantastic.
Not wrong.
I mean, I thought it was translation. I was like, how the hell do they have translation? They don't have C-3PO. And then we looked at it and it said lore. It's like, oh, okay. And then the other part, and again, we'll put these links in the description of the video afterwards. Crumb put out a Darth Revan kit FAQ. We talked about this a little bit on Jedi Academy 2, which is they went through some of the ways that the ability and the mechanics work with Darth Revan and Fallen Bastila, and just some things of note. And you guys, I would recommend, especially if you have Darth Revan or are facing them, that you go through this because it is kind of critical. But a couple of the big ones that really struck out was that that when they have the corrupted battle meditation, Thrawn cannot fracture. So fracture is considered one of those debuffs that can't be inflicted. So if Thrawn gets corrupted battle meditation, no fracture is going to be able to be placed on anyone. And then the other part is I think it's one of the last points that they had. There is no cap on the number of ferocities that can be stacked on a character.
Right.
So those are kind of the two big ones. And everything else kind of is important in between as you guys go through it. So I would recommend going through the FAQ and kind of reading those because it does give you a very good idea as to some of the mechanics that you may try against the Darth Revan team that may or may not work based on what they have.
All right. Then we have, what's next, Dr. Finn?
It is time to bring him back from the grave on, again, worldwide toast to Harry Carey Day. We need Mr. Harry Carey as we do the Meta Report.
Hey everybody, Harry Carey here. Hey look, there's Revan versus Revan. It's like a twin versus twin action there. Hey, let's see if anything changed this week of the Meta Report. Brought to you by nothing because it's my day. Today is brought to you by Harry Carey. Hey, Dr. Finn, we got some stuff. Okay, wait a minute, Dr. Finn. You screwed up here because now the thing's showing. Oh, Lord. Dr. Finn has failed us once again, everybody. Let me just take that off. Oh, there we go. Oh, goodness. But the other thing...
The website started working?
Yeah, the website started working. I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
What is that?
What the hell is this?
It's like doubled up.
Yeah. So before, in the pre-streams, all the VIPs... The website wasn't
Metaverse
working.
doubles up their audio. We just double up our video.
Well, no, because the website went down, which is where we have our meta reports saved for the at a glance view, and it wasn't loading. Like the website had gone down, so we put up the image, but we didn't turn off the other one, so we got like a double showing.
Dr. Finn fails us again. Good job, Dr. Finn. You suck. You're ruining my day. Loki, go stab Dr. Finn. Use a Russian pair of knives so that it gets
Loki's not
infected.
on camera. God damn it.
My evil plan is in motion. I'd ask Grande, but he probably stabbed himself and ruined the whole plot. Hey, we just got $5 from Clash DOE. He says, I was skeptical at first, but EP Lee with Darth Revan crushes light side Revan.
By the way,
no
everybody,
sweat.
if you haven't gone and Clash DOE does some whiteboard videos, which are pretty sweet. Go give him a like and subscribe.
Yeah, check him out, man.
Super guy.
Check him out. All right, Dr. Finn. Well, the pie has changed a little bit. We got some Darth Revans in the mix here.
Yeah, we do. So some things change, some things don't, right? So we do see that Darth Revan is now number 2 in the list. He has now gone ahead of Traya, and he has gone ahead of Luke Skywalker. And he's comfortably in the second position. Mm-hmm. But if we look at the top 3 teams, the top 3 teams are still 2 Jedi Knight Revan teams and 1 Darth Traya team. So we still have the same top 3 teams. It's just that some of the people that were running Revan are now running Darth Revan. So running Jedi Knight Revan, I should say, are now running Darth Revan. And so we're still seeing the same top 3 teams. We're seeing a little bit of change in the top 3 leaders. It probably is a matter of time before we start seeing the Darth Revan team coming into the fold as well. But simply because of the number of people that have Darth Revan, like in the community, I think Traya may still end up staying number 2 in the team list, with Darth Revan being number 3, but we'll see how that progresses. But it's possible Traya can hold.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what this shakes out to. It's still the events going on. People are getting it. You got people that are going to gear them, that kind of thing, who has what kind of comes out. So it'll be interesting to see next week how this really shakes out. This is only, day 3 of the Revan, or, day 2. After the Revan events launch, so we'll see what plays
people
out.
Forget very easily. Day 2 of Jedi Knight Revan, we had people saying you could beat Jedi Knight Revan with Ewoks.
Yeah.
We forget how much people slammed on Jedi Knight Revan.
We said, for the record, we said he was OP as hell.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. But we had people with videos out there saying, oh my god, this is so terrible. I could beat him with Ewoks. Remember?
That does not sound like Van Seal, right? That wasn't you, Van Seal.
I don't know what Ewoks are, so yeah.
There we go.
That's a good call, Van Seal. Yeah, nobody does.
Hey! I love Ewoks.
Yeah, we know. That's the whole point.
Yep, nub.
Did you just nub?
I did yub nub.
You son of a...
Alright, so...
Can we stay on target?
So we are seeing a change in the character... so the squad report, as we're doing that. Fleet is still boring as hell. Fleet is home one with...
I don't even want to bring up Fleet.
Millennium Falcon. Like, that is what it is. That's where it's staying right now. Ships is kind of stagnated. And to me, it's kind of funny how this has turned out. Because their whole thing about changing ships in the beginning, right, was to get rid of this whole, like, everyone is running the same fleet and everything. We're basically right back to this point, and we were at this point with both characters and ships. Like, so the whole change from 5v5 to 3v3, if they're not releasing ships at a fast enough rate and creating the same rock, paper, scissors that they're focusing on in characters, is just going to become crap. Just flat out. Like, they have to focus more on ships now. If they really want to do anything, they have to start creating the rock, paper, scissors within ships. They have to make it so people feel like they have to invest in ships. And the crystals are a good way of trying to push for it. I think the crystals do help people want to do fleet, kind of in the same way that people sometimes want to do squad now, even when Jedi Knight Revan versus Jedi Knight Revan is boring. But right now, Home 1 versus Home 1 is a really, really boring match. It really is. Which Millennium Falcon can get more assists off the bat and take something out? Like, it's really, really kind of silly. the way that it's working. So I really hope in 2019, like the actual year, not their fiscal year, because I know that's changing in a few months. But in 2019, I hope they do add a lot more with ships, because ships is very, very lackluster right now, and that needs to change.
All right, that's pretty much it for the meta report. It's new stuff happening in the PvP front. Ships as boring can be. All right, there you go. So let's move back to our next subject. That's not what I want. Why is that showing the Revan thing again? Okay, that's weird. I don't know why that did that. Okay, I apologize, guys. That's not the thing I wanted to pop up. We're going to get to our next topic, which is content update.
Woo!
All right.
All right, so Ranger, you're going to talk about these? We
I
have
don't-
2 things going on.
Yeah, we got the Darth Revan reworked HK-47, changes to Bastille of Shan. Sith Empire was added to, Trooper, Marauder, and Assassin. They go into depth about that kind of stuff. They talk about the new gear pieces, the new event for Darth Revan. There is some change to the Shard Shuffle. B1 Battle Droid is now in Chromium packs and shipments. And the Emperor's Command Shuttle is now available in fleet data cards, fleet packs, and shipments. Collect the ship today. Hey.
So that one I actually found as quite important. The Emperor Palpatine, right? Because one of the biggest questions was, how are they going to do the chase? Right? The whole chase thing for characters was a completely new concept, where we had no idea what they were planning on doing with it, right? Were they going to bring it back in 2 months and put it in a different location for us to continue the chase? But they kind of showed now that's not what they're doing. It's following a similar cadence, but instead of the marquee, they're just doing the one-time chase, right? So they've changed. They've given us now the information we need as to how these ships are going to be released with the chase. So you're not going to be constantly chasing it month after month through different sources of energy and different nodes. It's a one-time chase in that node.
You're gonna chase it, and then you're gonna
try and buy it.
You're gonna farm it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much what
Basically,
it is.
they wanted to give the event guy who's in charge of the event node. They wanted to give him a break, and
Yeah.
so not have to create a new event that only gets used one time.
And I don't know if it's just me.
It's you.
I still miss the days when the game was young and there was still like the feeling of success when you unlocked every single character, right? I can still remember, and this is going back a long way, and I know he doesn't play now, but like Ewokin and I used to have our own little mini competition, but he spent money, right? So I was trying to unlock characters at the same time that he was trying to 7-star his. It was just like a daily comment of how many we had left, how many he had left to 7-star, how many I had left to unlock. But I mean, those were some of the little accomplishments I miss in this game. And so I was kind of hoping that the chase was going to go from node to node to node and make us like farm it into different places. But it looks like it's just going to the cadence afterwards and it's just replacing the initial marquee event. So
I wouldn't read too much into this. So, all right. So that's content update. You can read that for yourself in more detail. There's fixes, so you can read those yourself. Not covering all that stuff. All right. Next one is known issues 326/2019. The big one you can see here was / Since interaction in P3 of Heroic Sith Raid, this is still being worked on, and I should have an update later today from the wonderful CG Salacious B. Crumb. And then, so that's
probably going to be slashed here too. So the slashes mean they've already addressed it, right? So there was an issue with Nihilus, there was an issue with Bounty Hunter contracts. Did that affect you, by the way, Vancio? The Bounty
I
Hunter
didn't
contract?
even notice it. Well, I think it was Bounty Hunters that I wasn't using, so I think I don't know.
Yeah, it was Aura and Greedo contracts.
I have them all at Gear 12. I just would never get around to using them.
I don't know. I mean, like, you're talking to the guy that did the Revan event, not knowing I forgot to put mods on my characters, which was
That's right. That's true. So, you know.
I kind of just muscle through.
There you go. Little muscle action. Little energy.
Yeah.
Little muscle milk for you folks out there from Van Cell. He's like, I can do this event with no mods. That's how badass I am. All right. So that's pretty much it. Then we have update on territory battles. Platoon changes. This is from Crumb. Basically, that they're not they're removing duplicate players, a bunch of stuff here for this. I mean, this is one thing you loved, Finn, so I'll let you talk about this. Finn?
Loved. I love making that video because it felt appropriate. The stupid Zeta Finn. Okay, so they came up with the rework. They were working on reworking Zeta Finn in order to...
We're not talking about Zeta Finn. We're talking about the changes to territory battle platoons.
Oh, I jumped ahead, didn't I?
Golly. What
I jumped ahead.
the hell are you talking?
I want to talk about Finn.
Oh, talk about this because you like this change.
Fine. Yes. They gave now static territory battles. The platoons are now marked all the way through the 6 phases. I had to do something. Grande is like falling asleep on us. Keeps on yelling.
Grande, what the hell is going on with the show tonight? Guys, be engaged. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here, Grande. You're going to fall asleep on the damn show.
He's starting to snore.
I'm typing in chat.
Oh. See, he's not sleeping. He's engaged. There we go. Okay. I apologize, Grande.
All right. So the
My
territory
eyes are
battle
down
now
at the
has
keyboard because I
platoons.
have to make sure. GM, correct?
Well, Finn called you out, said you were sleeping.
He was yawning every time I talked.
No, Jesus.
All right. So territory battles now has platoons that are static. It's really nice actually because all 6 phases are going to have the exact same platoon week after week, whether it's light side or dark side, and they put it all out in a Google Doc, in a Google spreadsheet that you can go to, and you can kind of see everything. One of the interesting things that I saw that some people were possibly complaining that they had ships like Emperor Palpatine's shuttle in the squadrons, right? But I think the best part about it is now we know. It was one of the biggest nuisances, which is that a new ship or something would come out, and then we would expect it to be in platoons and not be able to use it. Well, now you can plan, right? You can plan exactly who may be giving up something or whichever, like who's going to be donating their Emperor Palpatine shuttle, because you can plan all of these things ahead of time, and then afterwards you can rotate it or whatever because you can plan ahead. So I'm really glad about this, and in a few weeks, right? Because we just saw with the cadence that now it's in shipments, and so in another 6 weeks it'll probably be farmable, and then probably about 3 or 4 weeks after that you'll have a lot more people that are able to platoon the whole thing. So probably in about 3 months we're not even going to think anything of the Emperor Palpatine being in the squadrons. It'll be more like, oh, okay, well now squadrons is set, we have people with the shuttle, we can go ahead and move on. So I'm really happy they made this change. I think it's one step closer to making territory battles a little bit better. I've mentioned some of the other stuff. I really think they do need to merge the character things just to make it so people can do their missions and then just deploy without having to strategize about the deployment. I don't think strategizing about deployment contributes anything to territory battles besides frustration on the parts of officers when people don't deploy because they have to wait until the proper time. So I think there's still some improvements they can make with territory battles, but I'm really happy with the adjustments they've made with the platoons.
All right. Let's move on to the next thing. So Dr. Finn doesn't lose his mind. The next thing is the Finn rework. Oh my God, here we go. All right, now we can talk about it, Dr. Finn. Go ahead.
I love making that video, by the way.
I bet you did.
That's my favorite video. So, damn it, Grande! I think Grande's just doing it on purpose now.
Yeah.
Grande's just yawning on purpose now.
I just need a cup of coffee.
Or some cookies.
Dude, it's all right. So, the Zeta Finn rework.
Maybe I need to open a window. If I opened a window, it'd be fine.
Well, okay. I don't know how coffee and a window are the same thing.
I don't either.
Okay.
It's another Grandeism.
So,
hey, Grande, you want some coffee? No, I got me a window over there. I'm good to go.
That's exactly right, dude. That is exactly right.
God.
Unbelievable.
All right. So, Zeta Finn, they've been working on his rework. They were trying to test it. They were trying to figure out how exactly this was going to fit in. Their initial testing wasn't working well, right? So they ended up kind of changing and testing and not bringing it out. Now, I read the rework, right? And he's definitely changing quite a bit. So credit to CG for coming out and saying they are going to refund all of our ability maps.
Which we got.
Which we got. We got that earlier today. So I do want to credit them for doing that. Now, looking at the character kit, right, there's some things that I question as to what was going on and why they made particular changes. So if we go down through the kit, and Ranger, if you scroll down, most of these are not terribly different, right? We have a little bit of difference in the basic. I know a lot of this, the hold the line is now special. It adds the new determination buff. So whenever another resistance ally falls below 50% health, determination expires and Finn taunts. If that ally was taunting, it is dispelled. So it gives a little bit more of a tanky feel to Finn, which I think is fine. So it adds a little bit extra, right? But the thing that I don't get is when we go to the leader ability. And when we go to the leader ability, the way that it reads is that if an enemy is damaged by a resistance ally for each expose on them, and then again, it lists that they lose 5% turn meter for each resistance ally, and then gains 3% turn meter for each resistance ally, and then their cooldowns are reduced by 1. So you're gaining less turn meter for each expose, right? You pretty much have to be on a full resistance team. But and maybe I'm missing something, so I'll let you guys here kind of tell me if I'm missing something. I don't know why they couldn't just change it with the first part, which is that if an enemy is damaged by a resistance ally. That by itself shuts down CLS Han and negates that combo, right? Han, Chewie, CLS, Han, whatever combination. As soon as you make it so that only resistance allies can trigger the exposes, you no longer have the feedback loop that they were talking about, because resistance don't get the benefit of that expose mechanic that C-3PO has. So I don't understand why they went so far with the change. I don't know. Grande, am I missing something with this? Like why they went so far?
You mean why they put the second part down there?
Yeah.
Yes.
About the
change all the percentages and everything.
So I'm going to make a guess that they have a hard time understanding who applied the debuff, whether who applied the debuff was resistance or whether who applied the debuff was rebel, and that's part of the issue. Since
it was triggered by 3PO's unique, that it might be considered a resistance edition of
what I'm saying is that we've never before had to have it where the game had to say, oh, okay, that debuff was triggered by a rebel ally, therefore resistance allies get the turn meter and not rebel allies. You, in your conversation, you've made the assumption that the game understands who put the debuff on the character, and I'm not sure that we can make that assumption.
Well,
but do we need to know it? Because the wording on the new ability is that if an enemy is damaged by a resistance ally, right? So who put the expose doesn't matter. It's whoever is dealing the damage on the expose. And it should be able to figure that out.
I understand, but you see what I'm saying? Like that, the assumption that you're making here is that the game understands who did the damage.
Okay.
Well,
but if you're talking about the damage, then
the big picture is here. It's a change. Do we think the change is a nerf? And if it's
definitely a nerf.
Is the Zeta worth putting back on Finn?
Unclear.
I would say it's unclear. We need to test it in GA a crap ton.
And not 3v3. So here's the kind of the amusing part, and this gets to the next post, where they did the upcoming, and this was earlier.
And if
today.
It works in 3v3, I mean, if you can make Poe Finn C-3PO or Poe Finn R2 work, I'll put the Zeta back on.
Well, so here's the interesting thing, right?
Just for 3v3.
Finn's Zeta was already gimped in 3v3, right? Because you don't have as many people hitting for the exposes. And now the leader ability is based on how many resistance allies you have on your team. Right. So you're already maxed out now at only 2. So you can only gain 15% instead of
Right.
25% when you have a full team. So the upcoming later today post says that we can test out Zeta Finn with the new Grand Arena and all of that. So if you had it maxed out, they refunded your abilities, but in Grand Arena, you will get maxed out or the same level abilities
Right.
as if you had the new abilities at the same level as you did before. But 3v3 is not where we need to test this.
No.
Like 3v3 is not it's like the only version of Grand Arena that we can't test out Zeta Finn. Like any of the other ones are all 5s, and so we can test it because you really need that full team of resistance. And so I'm not sure how much testing we're gonna get in terms of
I'll probably put it back
in
on.
this.
Who else am I gonna put it on? You know,
I'm working on my Karth team now, so I
Here's
can
the
put
thing.
it on Juhani.
Yeah, well, I'm not putting it on Juhani. She's not worth it. So
I love her Zeta to go along with Zalbar.
yeah, I'm not doing it.
What do you
put it
think?
back
What do you
on
think,
now.
Sir Loki?
I'm not doing it.
What do you think about
I put
this?
Odaka's Zeta back on. I put, Barris's Zeta back on.
Well, let's get Loki's thoughts, and I want to get Finzel's thoughts on this. What do you think of the changes? Are you going to put the Zeta back on, and if not, why?
I haven't really looked at it. I think the consensus is you put it back on just so you have another Grand Arena team. But I don't know. I don't know if he's still good even without it. I gotta maybe play around with it. It's a shame they didn't give us the Zeta right before the lock. I wish they did.
Right.
But maybe I would put that on my General Grievous or another team. But I wouldn't do the Juhani Zeta.
Well, that's Finn. Everybody's going to use it differently, but
I wouldn't do that.
yeah. What about you, Vincil?
You guys might as well be speaking a foreign language because I don't know what Finn does.
What do you think of Juhani Zeta?
Oh, Jahani's. I think if you're doing it for the Karth team, I think it's excellent. I think that's what triggers the what's it called? That's how like Zalbar and Juhani just like pass taunt back and forth from each other. I think it's really, really good. I mean, I think every Zeta on that team is really good, and I think the only one you could argue for is probably Canderous. I don't think you need that one, but it is extra damage, so.
Boom! I got Van Seal on my side, and he's the guest, so he wins.
We're winning. All right. So that's the Finn Zeta update. Guys, let us know what you think about the Finn Zeta update. You're going to put it on, whether so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Last but not least, we've got the event calendar.
That's right. So if you guys looked at it, the character for April, and we can discuss what we think this means, is B2. B2 Super Battle Droid is the character for April.
We're getting a Grievous rework.
Again?
I'm gonna go out on a limb again and say the same thing I thought before. I think by the end of the month they're going to announce a Geonosis skin to Territory Battles and Territory Wars. I think we've been saying it for a while, and this seems to match up again because of Separatists, but I think we are long overdue for a newer version, whether it's like the same thing or whatever, but like changes in some of the classes that show up and all of that. I think we are overdue for a reskin of Territory Battles and Territory Wars. Do you guys have any other thoughts on what potentially the B2 Super Battle Droid can mean?
No idea. I'm completely like, whatever. At this point, I'm just like, jeez. B2 Super Battle Droid. What? What?
Well, Droidica's in Chromiums now, right?
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
supposed to be
Yeah.
one,
It was pretty quick, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't seem like it went the full whatever
It
was supposed
didn't.
to go.
Yeah, it's a great point. I don't know what the hell this means. So,
Separatists are going to be needed for dark side Geonosis, and we're going to probably need like
Lord.
Jedi for light side.
I don't know. I just don't know. Maybe we're getting it. I don't know. New something, but BT Super. I don't. Your guess is as good as mine on that one. I mean, like Sith Marauder, I'm like, aha. Some of the other ones were like, aha. This one, I'm like, not a clue. I have no freaking idea what the hell this is going to bring in. And I mean, your guess is as good as mine. If you say Geonosis, I'm like, sure. That's Geonosis. And then someone says something else, clone rework. Yeah, sure. That's great, So I am completely baffled on what. Maybe I don't know. And B2 Super Battle Droid is I don't know. That's a one that just completely has got me miffed.
And the chat knows exactly why I'm thinking that. We need Midriff Padme in the Guild event store.
Yeah, right. We do.
It's long overdue.
You're
We need
breaking
Midriff
my
Padme.
heart.
Could be the freebie in the map, right? Because
She could be.
I mean, Hoth Leia was the freebie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get you a midriff Padme there, Finn.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
I've
I'll
got
get
my
me a
Darth
midriff
Revan. You get your
Padme.
midriff Padme, and then the world will.
They
Everything
need
will
to
be
have
right
a
in the world.
raid of that. That scene with like Dooku and Jango and.
Oh, yeah.
all the
Oh
Jedi.
yeah.
Like they need to have a raid like that. I think that would be that would
That
be
would
like,
be really, really cool.
yeah. And they're probably gonna bring back the you can one hit KO Django with mace. I guess. I don't know.
I don't think Van Steele would appreciate that.
I actually, I think I even made a video about it. I specifically kept my Django, and I was hunting for Mace Windu's in Territory Wars, and I finally found one, and I killed him.
Revenge is mine.
Yep.
Revenge is mine.
Had to right some
Did you-
wrongs there.
Did you intentionally kill the other 4 and just leave Mace Windu and time it out and then just go 1-on-1 with Jango versus Mace?
No, it wasn't 1-on-1. It was the whole squad against him. He had to pay. Yeah. But yeah, I found the team. I took everyone out but Mace, and I was like, all right, let's bring in the cavalry. Just take them out.
Headless Jango confirmed from Danny Crane. Fantastic. All right, real quick, the event calendar is up. If you want to look, you can see everything that's here. It lists all the territory battles, territory wars, grand arenas that are coming up after March. We're in our 3v3 right now. Next one will be Tournament 1 on April 3rd, 5v5 characters. Next, Territory Wars, number 69. Number 69 is a vanilla one, so it's just a straight-up fight. We have Rebel Assault coming up on the 15th. Makes sense. First week of April. Indoor Escalation, Home 1, Rebels and Geonosis. We have One Famous Wookiee, so that's coming back the 4th of April. That's the legendary for that week.
Go towards the end, though, Ranger.
I know. I saw it.
27th.
Yeah.
April 27th.
Jedi
Knight Revan is returning.
Because he came back.
Already?
When did he come out? In January?
January was his
He's
second
come out
time.
twice. It's his second time to come back.
So that would be 3 months. Yeah.
So I know a lot of people are asking this question. So the reason I bring this up is Darth Revan was released now, let's say around March 27th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jedi Knight Revan is being re-released again April 27th. The cadence for these, as they last said, was 3 to 4 months. If Jedi Knight Revan returns in 3 months and Darth Revan returns in 4 months, they will overlap. Will we at that time, in 3 months, see a Darth Malak that's going to require both Jedi Knight Revan and Darth Revan?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I don't know if Jedi Knight Revan's going to be a part of that. I think it's all about Darth Revan and the way they're doing the KOTOR storyline, where at the end, your Darth Revan and team go in there and, kick his ass for doing all the stuff that he's, all the wrongs. Although Malak did have some reason to be angry at Revan.
The end. Where's my Falcon?
Yeah.
Unless
Bro.
they make you go through the entire Malak series, starting him off as Alec.
That
And
could
that's
be a
where
way.
you
I could
begin.
definitely see that. You start the journey with Jedi Knight Revan. I could see that, yeah, where you see him as Alec, Jedi Alec, and then him and Revan fighting, the the Mandalorians during the Mandalorian Wars, and then slowly showing their fall, and then their separation, because they were the best of friends and war buddies, and then, power corrupts absolutely, and that's what happens between those two. So I could see that, yeah.
So I think it's pretty interesting that they're out of course right now that they may return at the same time for something like that. And most of the other events that have come around the second time is when they were required for something. So R2 second time was CLS, BB-8 second time was Jedi Training Rey. So this may be the second time that Darth Revan comes out is when a mallet comes out. So that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so. All right. Well, that is all the news and notes that we have today. Finn, what do we got next?
Now it is time for a new segment. And it is replacing our normal Twitter responses. Van Seal, are you ready?
Sure.
Okay.
Love how excited he gets.
I have no idea what it is, so.
Yeah, he doesn't know. He's completely blind to it right now. So, what we're doing is a new segment called Interviewing a SWGTuber.
Okay.
That's right. We're calling it a SWGTuber. Well, I'm calling it a SWGTuber. I don't know if anybody else wants to accept it, but that's what I'm calling it.
You can call it whatever you like, Finn.
Yes, I'm calling it Interview with a SWGTuber.
Okay.
So it's a SWGO YouTuber. We do the video of the weeks all the time, right? And so we want to try and bring the YouTubers on the stream and let them talk about not only their videos and what they know about the game, and you guys have all seen, Van Seal knows his stuff about dark side. I'm not going to say light side because we know Van Seal.
Let's not bring that up.
So
let's not open that can of worms.
What movie was he in again?
Huh?
Ray? What's Jedi Knight Revan?
So we have a few fun questions for you, Van Seal, that you can answer however you would deem appropriate. Okay, so first question. What should they teach in high school but they don't?
God, I want to answer this like super serious, but at the same time,
Yeah, you can answer super serious.
Answer it however you want.
Oh God, what should they teach in high school that they don't? What it's like to balance a job and going to school at the same time.
Totally agree.
I agree too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next one. Which movie or book do you think is ridiculously overrated? It doesn't have to be Star Wars, but it can be if you want it to be.
The Twilight series and movie.
Twilight series?
Probably the Twilight series, yeah.
Stupid glimmering vampires. The worst thing ever. Okay. Which Star Wars character would you most like to sit next to on a 10-hour flight and why?
That's a good question. 10-hour flight. Oh.
He's typing. Grande.
I'm not typing. I got a baseball
Loki.
glove on.
Probably
All right.
Aura Singh, just because I have
Okay,
a
Aura
lot
Singh.
of questions for that character, and I'm super intimidated by her. So it's like I gotta break that ice somehow.
She has TV antennas on top of her head. She'd probably
Right,
be able to watch
that's
the
right.
flight
So
move.
she's like a perfect mobile hotspot
Right. Use your mobile hotspot.
Don't say that to her.
in both ways too. So
Oh my god. God. All right.
You just have to figure out what the Wi-Fi password is, right, to get in.
All right. If you had $100 to burn and all of your friends were busy and you had the whole day to yourself, what would you do?
we talking legit burning $100 or
Yes.
like
not
the
like
fire?
not like literally burning it in
Okay.
a fire, but I mean,
Yeah. Like first I douse it with lighter
To
fluid.
spend.
$100
Then
and
I take my-
friends
then
are
I
all
take my
busy.
propane torch.
I don't know. I'd probably go buy maybe like a new pair of sunglasses and get a nice dinner.
I like that.
all right. And then, what was something you did in game that makes you look back and think, "What was I thinking?"
Putting a Zeta on Ezra Bridger on accident. That was back before.
It's not a bad Zeta.
No, I didn't even mean to do the Zeta. I was just looking at it and like my finger slipped, and I contacted EA support. I contacted Google Play, and all I got out of it was like 200 crystals. I've even told them like, I don't want the Zeta back. Can you just remove it? I don't want it. Like, I don't want it back. Just take it off, please. I do not want that Zeta. And it's been with me forever, and it's
Like your only light side Zeta.
No, it's not my only light side Zeta, but it was for a very long time, and I don't. My Phoenix are garbage. I mean, they're just.
Wow, I can't say if anyone. I haven't heard of anyone just going and be like, just take the Zeta off. I don't need it back.
I
Just
mean, if
take
I
it
could
off.
delete characters from my account, I would. That's how many. There's certain characters I just do not like. I just.
Would you have preferred the Ezra with like the longer hair, like the younger version, over the older kind of emo version?
No, because I wasn't really a big fan of his little like stun gun / saber.
Okay.
So, or his little what was the thing he had on his wrist? It was like a rubber band thing. I don't know. It was like a little slingshot that he had on his wrist. I wasn't a fan of that either.
All right. And then last question for you. What made you want to start making videos of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes?
Because I was trying to explain bounty hunter stuff to people, and they're like, "Huh?" I was like, "Okay, I need a visual, so I just gotta start recording stuff and throwing it up there so people can see it." But yeah, mainly just the bounty hunter stuff.
All right.
All right. So
Very nice.
yes. So Vancio was our first victim of Interview with the SWGtuber, where we just kind of get to know the person that makes the YouTube videos. I'm gonna add the link to your channel, Vancio, in the description afterwards. So you guys can please make sure that you check out Vancio's page. I'm gonna add him as a guest there so you guys can see it, as well as the links to all of that will be in here afterwards. Yeah.
All
So
right.
thank you, Vancio, and you'll be able to answer some SWGO questions with us as we get into the question and answer
That's
section.
right. Any dark side, throw it to Vance Hill. We'll take a break.
And before we get into that, I do want to talk about the ACS really quick.
Yes.
So we are doing stuff with Tiltify, through Tiltify, and we have a bunch of rewards and stuff up there. We actually have some new things that we are going to be putting up on Tiltify very soon. We're going to have a challenge available that's going to allow you guys to donate and have a chance to win a couple things. So, without further ado, Loki, do you want to show off the few things we have for them?
What are we going? We're going small to big, or what are we doing?
Yeah, let's do small to big.
How do you want to do it? Like one by one, or how
Yeah,
are they
just show however you
We'll
like.
create a challenge. So the way we'll do is we'll have a challenge. When that challenge gets filled, everyone that donated to that challenge will be eligible to win the item. And we'll
Alright.
email you and get your address and all of that. But we have 4 items that we're going to be putting up in challenges that you guys can have a chance of winning.
All right, so we got pop bobblehead things here.
Ooh, Emphas Nest.
That's Enfys Nest.
Very nice. You just send that to Ranger Wants That Now Foundation.
We got a range trooper here,
Yeah, they can send that
That's
to
a
me as well.
Sanely Trooper.
Yeah, that's Sanely.
and then we have a Kira.
Very nice.
The brunette Khaleesi herself.
Yeah.
And then the big item.
So the big item, literally, it's a big item. But so we have one of the life-size BB-8s.
Look at that, folks. A life-size BA. Again, send that to Ranger Wants
It's
That
like
Now.
the size of Loki. Look at that thing.
Yeah, it's I mean, this thing's like big. And
Wow.
I don't even know how I'm gonna ship it to you, but yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I want to open this thing and play with it, but I can't. So. Yeah.
Loki has so much stuff there. He has the lightsaber. He has the BB-8. He just leaves that all to Loki.
Yeah, where's that lightsaber, man?
Oh, you want me to get it?
Yeah. Let's show this bad boy. You got to see this lightsaber that people will be qualified for. It's amazing.
I'll turn off my room lights. All right.
Yeah.
So,
let's do this.
so yeah, this is the
Look
one we
at
did
that thing. God, it looks beautiful.
So,
Oh!
yeah, we put a bunch of stuff, but I don't know what we have on it. Yeah.
Oh my God!
Oh my god, that looks so cool.
Yeah, look.
I love it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, so we have the lightsaber. That one will be given away to everyone that has donated to either our ACS team page or to the Tiltify page. And when we hit our 15,000 goal combined. And so if you go to our Tiltify page, we have kind of the milestone set up there for when we're going to get there. So you'll see the milestone actually on there. And right now it is at 13,680 on Tiltify, as brought down by the amount that was donated directly to the ACS page. So combined, it'll equal 15,000 when it hits that. So If we get donations to the ACS page, we'll continue to bring down that milestone because that'll be when we hit 15,000 total. But if you guys go ahead and check that out, I mean, it's pretty awesome. And that'll be when we roll the lightsaber later today, or tonight, I should say. We'll be adding the challenges for the BB-8, the Enfys Nest, the Sanely Trooper, and the Brunette Khaleesi Funko Pops, where you guys can donate to those challenges, and when it gets filled, those that donated will be eligible for the giveaway. So just wanted to make that quick announcement for all of you guys. It's really cool. And now we can go ahead and start with questions.
All right, let's do this.
All right. And we have a lot of questions, so we'll start going through these quickly here. First question, Sword of the Jedi. Have y'all seen the Darth Revan with Mother and Zombie? Holy moly. Yeah, we talked about it. That may be one of the meta teams. It looks like that one, or what was the full trail lead team that you were talking about, Grande and Loki?
It's a triumphant with Fallen Basilisk.
Yeah, it's a trail lead with Nihilus and Scion, and then Darth Revan, and then Dark Side, or Basila Sean Fallen. That's who it was.
Right. Okay. Next question, best kill order for... He wrote DK Squad. I'm pretty sure he's talking about Darth Kevin. So what is the best kill order for the Darth Kevin team?
Yes.
I mean, it depends on what's on the squad, right? Like, if it's the Sith Empire, you typically want to get rid of Fallen Bastila first, right? And if it's with the Triumvirate, you need to get rid of Nihilus. I mean, I think that's the way we need to target it.
I don't know. I think Dark Side Bastila is a priority no matter what, because that corrupted battle augmentation goes off, you're going to be in trouble real soon. Nihilus at least takes a while to get his annihilate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say Dark Side. I'd say Basila Sean Fallen too, for sure. She's kind of like, I mean, she gets the whole team running. That's the hard part. No matter what, if you're facing the Mother Talzin variant, I still go after her. I mean, you got to get through Zombie, but I would still go for Basila. And then if you're fighting, the trail lead, I mean, you got to get Basila down. Clash in the chat room mentioned the EP lead. I mean, EP lead is a thing too. I mean, we kind of mentioned it earlier, but imagine EP, what all the Sith gain turn meter based on all the debuffs that expire. So you've seen the Basila Sean Fallen, like all the debuffs that she gives. That team can take like 2, 3, or 4 turns in a row because it's got so many debuffs up. So I agree with Van Seal. I think you have to you got to take out Basila first.
All right.
Next question from Force Master. What is the Yodeling Pickle's favorite sandwich, Ranger?
Now let's ask him.
You have to put it on screen so we can see it too. For those of you guys that don't know why Ranger has a yodeling pickle, when we do the lunch stream, GG has a bunch of ads on there, and Ranger always gets 2 ads on his screen. It is the friggin' life-size Velociraptor and the yodeling pickle. Someone got Ranger the yodeling pickle.
That's the Sword of the Jedi.
The Sword of the Jedi. Who is also the maker of that awesome lightsaber, by the way.
Yeah.
That Loki was showing off. And that's all machine made, right, Loki? Because a machine made.
It's very heavily customized. Yeah, you can't buy this thing. I mean, he bought parts but assembled it and did his own customization on it. So you can't buy it off the shelf.
Yeah.
It's really...
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. All right. Next question. How do I use, and this is from Nathaniel Morgan, how do I use Night Sisters in Territory Wars and Grand Arena without Talzin and Zombie?
That's going to be really hard, man. Without Talzin and Zombie?
Because the idea is that you put Talzin and Zombie with Darth Revan for that team, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't. That's one of the things about these teams is that for Arena it's fine, but for when you're thinking Grand Arena, you can't do that.
Yeah, you basically like destroying 2 comps.
Right.
That's not gonna work out super well.
I mean, if you want to use it on defense with the Sith Triumvirate, that's fine.
Could you do like an Initiate and Talia So you get like another tank. It's not a
No.
resin tank, but you still have
No.
DACA on there, right, to do the
White,
reses.
you're gonna get
You're
wiped.
gonna get
man.
destroyed.
You're gonna get
Yeah, I
wiped.
know.
You're gonna get destroyed.
Yeah, plague is really what gets everything going. As soon as you drop Towson, you lose all plague ability. That's I think that would be rough. I don't think you would use your Night Sisters. You might end up doing something completely weird, like putting Asajj on a Separatist team or something, but it's not going to be ideal.
In 3v3, it's typically about synergy. It's typically about like high DPS. And I'm not saying you can't get some weird teams to work, but
Well, I'm assuming this is talking about 5s and not 3. Because 3, you're probably still running HK, Fallen Bastila under a Darth Revan or something like that.
Oh yeah, you're running Sith Trooper or something.
Yeah.
I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. I also don't. I mean, you've ruined 2 teams by doing what you did there, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Right.
The only way to do that is if you're for sure it's a freaking brick wall. But you have to be sure it's a brick wall.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. All right. Next question for Van Seal from Durgan. Van Seal? He wants to know what you would say is the best Rebels or light side team overall.
Don't know. We have to ask somebody else.
You're using Jedi Knight Revan, right?
My best light side team is probably Jedi Knight Revan. Yeah.
I think that's most people's best light side team. I don't think there's.
Do you feel
much
dirty
better.
when you use that team, Vince? Hill?
No, because I get to look at the crystals I get every day, and I'm like, yeah, it's okay.
All right. Next question from Slama MC. Is there a 3v3 team that can beat Darth Revan, HK, and Fallen Bastila in Grand Arena?
We'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that team luckily isn't super fast, right? I mean, the Darth Revan is really fast. You can put some speed mods on him and get him faster. But there's ways that you can potentially get your team to be faster. So possibly Jedi Training Ray?
There was one person, I don't know who it was, but he was doing 3v3 testing in Arena with Jedi Knight Revan versus Darth Revan. And Darth Revan actually was holding up much better in 3v3 because you couldn't kill Darkside Bastila because you lack the DPS because you're missing 2 characters.
Right.
And it was much more difficult to take out that team in 3v3. That's from what I saw, but who knows? Maybe people will find something and come up with something different.
Yeah, the speed on Darth Revan is going to be key for that. Yeah, it'll be pretty interesting. What else? 73. Do you think today's 3v3 will have Finn's old leadership or his new version of his leadership? Crumb posted it's the new one.
Yeah.
Josh Crandall, did you see?
Maxed out though? That's the problem.
Yes, it is at the same level as when you went in, but the description is now the new description. So it's kind of like
as long as you omega'd it, or if you Zeta'd it, then you got the Zeta in the. 3v3.
Yes, you have the Zeta of the new one, but then it drops afterwards. So.
Correct.
Next one, Josh Crandall. Did you see the new Darth Revan team mobile put up with Mother Talzin and Zombie? Yeah. Yeah, we were discussing that, right? Like that's one of the teams that may end up kind of showing pretty well in Arena moving forward. What else? 73. Will Finn's new leadership disqualify the Finn C-3PO team from soloing Hat? Yes, right? Because that team had 2 rebels that aren't going to do anything anymore.
Mm-hmm.
John Moran, should I reuse the Finn Zeta on him, go for the 3rd one on Darth Revan, or use it elsewhere?
I'd put on
If you just got Darth Revan, I'm thinking it's probably Darth Revan.
Yeah.
Now, if you told me you already had that one and you had one on HK and now you're wondering about a second one on HK or one on Bastila, Darkside Bastila, I'd say then you've got a real predicament on your hands.
All right. I'll give this one to Van Seal from What Else 73. With this new Jango team that can beat Darth Revan, how quick do you think it'll be before they nerf Jango like they did with Finn because his old lead could beat Darth Revan too?
They won't.
Nah.
It's his lead isn't what it kills Darth Revan. It's the contract. I mean, his lead does help with debuffs because like when the entire bounty hunter team's debuff, like Revan loses all potency and tenacity for the whole team. But it's that damage immunity is what's saving him. This is kind of one of those outliers. I think I don't see this being like a common counter, but I think it's definitely an option for people, and it's definitely doable because you get that extra speed boost from Jango, so it's a little bit nicer on the mod speed at least.
All right. Next question from Solar Warden. I will get Darth Revan next time. I think until then, do you think it is smart not to gear generic Sith? I'll wait for Malik and gear him and not Assassin or Marauder.
I mean, Assassin and Marauder have ships. Potentially, we're looking at a new future ships meta. I mean, if you don't have the comp, though, don't gear the team.
No.
I mean...
And I like Assassin. She makes a good Assassin team with the Maul, right?
I totally agree.
If you have Zeta Maul, he's not somebody you should put a Zeta on now.
Sith Assassin makes a lot of good teams, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, Sith Assassin could potentially make a third on your, or a fourth or a fifth on your Triumvirate team.
Yeah.
So, you know, gear Sith Assassin because she's good. I'm also going to tell you, Sith Marauder is not to be overlooked. But, you know, this being said, right, I mean, if you have other stuff you need to work on, then yeah, wait. I mean, you didn't get Darth Revan, which means you need to be farming rarity on Old Republic.
Science.
Hold the gear.
That's science. Right. Grant is smart.
Dark Side Ranger J 1999. Hey, is everyone happy with their Revan purchases? Looks like both fanboys, Arnold and Ranger, got exactly what they've been demanding. Give it up for CG, everyone.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that bad. He's serving the purpose that we wanted him to do.
Not me, but that's fine.
Jedi Knight Revan and possibly get back
to
Rock.
Wait. Ranger will actually see a good one in TW, and then he'll change his mind.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm open to being.
I think it's just disappointing that he's not as OP as Jedi Knight Revan, and it's hard to come back from that. Jedi Knight Revan was so freaking OP that
OP.
It's very difficult to come back from that. Let's see. Jedi Training Bogus. What do you guys predict the next Legendary / Hero's Journey event with the characters we have at the moment?
The characters we have at the moment? I mean, you know, Malik can come in a raid.
Could be Malik. Boy, oh boy. I mean, Malik is a safe one.
You got enough Sith ships now. We could get a Sith ship. Legendary heroic for Malik's capital.
I mean, here's the inherent problem with that question, right? There hasn't been since CLS any event of a legendary or hero's journey or journey type that has not included a character that has only about 4 weeks of farm time before it's released.
Not true. Not
Which
true
one?
at all. Bounty hunters for Chewbacca.
Okay, you're right. Bounty hunters and not Millennium Falcon.
And Ewoks.
C-3PO.
Yeah.
But then they made those really, really difficult, right? So those ones
So,
are a little bit different. Yes, you are correct. They made those really, really hard. But most of the time, they're adding the new ones, right?
I mean, most of the time they want some kind of a panic rarity thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, we could easily get, we could get First Order for another Resistance character. We could get You Need Resistance for another, you know, First Order character when this new movie comes out. You know, you could get Troopers for something, right? I mean, these are all distinct possibilities.
I personally think we're done with legendaries and journeys for a while.
I think so.
I think we wrapped up 2018 with Darth Revan, and I think the next legendary / journey.
9 months away.
Yeah, episode something to do with episode 9. Like that's the only thing I can think of because we're kind of all done with marquees. The only ones that we don't have right now are B1 and Droideka. So I mean,
I think there could be some marquees coming. Yeah.
Oh man, you're gonna have.
Oh no, there's definitely gonna be more marquees coming. But you know, for them to introduce a whole nother 5 marquees and then get them in the shops and get them, you know, farmable, it's gonna be a while.
You're
I
thinking
think we
get
might get
droids-
legendaries,
get
but I don't
droids
think we're
for
getting.
something? You think you're gonna need separatist droids for something? That might be interesting. I don't know what.
Territory battle.
I don't know.
Geonosis
Maybe.
territory battle
No,
node.
but I'm saying separatist droids for a, for, some kind of legendary.
Well, we don't have
I
a
don't
separatist
think so.
droid tag yet, per se. We just have a separatist tag, so possible.
Yeah. I mean, I think there might be legendaries because of the way they released I should say, they used to release their marquees, right? So they used to release like 3-4 marquees, and then we would get like some kind of legendary, and then it would kind of like space out. Some of the marquees weren't even relevant, but other ones were. I mean, they were kind of distributing it, right? The journeys, I think, is definitely not going to happen for a while, though. I think we might pick up a couple of legendaries in between. Possibly even leading towards what we need for the hero's journey, which is either the next step of Rey or the next step of Luke. But yeah, it'll be interesting. All right. Next question. What else? 73 in Grand Arena. My opponent doesn't have Revan but has Traya. Should I put? And I'm assuming he's talking about Darth Revan. So should I put my Darth Revan on defense and save Traya for offense, correct?
Oh, absolutely. For 3v3?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. Let's see. Skywalker Vader, question for Finn. Are you putting back the Zeta on Finn? I'm waiting. I'm not spending it on anything yet because I have 3 in the bank, and my next Zeta is going to Juhani once I get her to. She's like one piece away from Gear 11. But
look, you don't right now. If you don't need it for Arena, you don't need it for Shift.
Yeah.
GA is locked. We don't have a TW coming up for 3 or 4 days. We can wait and see what people think who do it.
I'm actually going to do Galactic War for the first time in a while to see if I can get the turn meter to go the same as it used to. I think that'll be a good place for me to test it against like lower competition stuff.
Yeah, there's your sandbox mode.
Mhm.
GA or
So
GW.
we'll see how that. That's where I'm going to test it, and that's without his leader. I'm trying to. So here's the thing, right? You have to put the Zeta back on it in order to test it. So what I'm going to do is try to see how it plays out, and then I'll decide whether or not, because he has some new changes to his abilities too. So there is a good bit of rework to Finn that has to be looked over. But I think I have a feeling I'm going to put the Zeta back on him because he is Finn and I'm Finn. So I feel like I have to at this point. So that's pretty much it.
But you're going to do some testing on it first.
Yes, I'm going to do some testing, and I'll probably do it in Galactic War and then see if it was worth it or not to put the Zeta on it.
Cool.
So I'll be able to tell you a little bit more. Darth Talawak, my knacker. Question: there is your pickle late, or can I not get the shout out now? Shout out to Darth Talawak, my knacker, for saying pickle.
Mm-hmm.
Rose Taco, when you set an arena defense team and you move the mods to another character, does the AI play the team as if the mods are still on the team, or as it has no mods?
What's the question again?
So if you put a team on arena defense and then you move the mods, does the AI play it differently?
It could.
I don't know.
I think it does, right? If it targets something with the most health or something,
Yeah.
and we've done this testing, right? Where if you remove the mods on something on defense, yeah, they're live on the mods. So if the mods are gone, somebody's going to be facing your characters without those mods. So if something targets something with the highest health or the highest protection or something like that,
because
it'll go with
mods
as if there's no
persist.
mods.
Mods persist through all the live aspects of the game.
Yeah. All right, Vancio, here I have a question for you, for Captain Blackbeard, and he asks, "What's the Zeta order and turn order for the Darth Revan team with HK, Fallen, Stormtrooper Han?"
Stormtrooper Han.
Not Stormtrooper Han, Sith Trooper. He put ST, and I was thinking ST Han.
Way to go,
He
Finn.
put ST and I went Stormtrooper Han.
Way to go, Finn.
Yeah, I know. I'm turning it to
Zeta Order. So Darkside Bastila is one of those, like, you want to get all the Zetas eventually, but I think you definitely want to do Revans HK's, what is it, the Loyal to the Master?
Yes, the Loyal to the Master one.
That one. And turn order. I mean, Darth Revan's the fastest, so unless you're running some different comp with like a Thrawn on there or something like that, just make Darth Revan fast. Darth Basilisk second fastest. Yeah, I mean, like Grande and I were talking about earlier, like how his experience with Darth Revan, like it really, this game is still really reliable on speed. Like speed is king. If you can get your Darth Revan fast enough, it will hold and you will win.
I don't think you don't need them all. The dark side Basti one, I don't think is really necessary. And
Not against mirror matches, no, because the foresight goes away anyways.
Yeah.
And the second HK one is not necessary.
No. It's not necessary, but you want to get it eventually. I mean, it is extra damage, even
All
though
the
he
ones
does.
on Revan and the one on HK, and
Yeah.
you do them in whatever order you think is right. I don't really think you're. I mean, look, you're not going to throw him in arena without it, right? I mean, probably it's Revan's leader. Probably it's. I mean, let's look at all of Revan's here. If we had to say, this is the right order. I think you're doing his leader first, right? And I think you're doing the Conqueror one second, and I think you're doing the one where he rebalances third.
All right. We'll do 2 more questions, and then we have a lot more questions left. So for those of you guys that are interested, we'll head into the general voice chat in our Discord afterwards for an after party, and we'll continue answering questions and just talking with you guys. So if you guys are interested, hop into the RSG Discord. The link is in the description. Go into the general voice chat. We'll head there after the stream and continue answering the questions that we have queued up and have a little after party. It's been a while since we've had one, so I think it's long overdue. So next question. We'll give this one to Van Seal too. So Darkside Ranger J1999.
Oh my god.
Is Juhani worth gearing up as a 5th for an Old Republic team with Karth lead, Canderous, Mission, and Zalbar in Grand Arena?
Absolutely. I don't know how many times in Grand Arena where that team that's the team that holds. My Jedi Knight Revan will get one shot because they taken their best team. Okay, my Bounty Hunters will get one shot because they taken their best team. All right, but that Karth team, I mean, it's one of those teams where people have it geared now, but it's still relatively new. I feel like to a lot of the players, it's like they don't know how quickly that team goes off. And Juhani is perfect for that team. Like she is, I mean, she may not contribute dots, but she cleanses the team. And her Zeta is really, really good synergy with Zalbar.
Okay. And then last question is from Nathaniel Morgan, and it's a question for Grande. After we finish Darth Revan, should we farm some cryotechs as a safety net or back to all hard nodes?
Oh man, so I think this depends on where you're at in the rarity for the rest of your stuff. If you're still farming stars on stuff that you need for, light side, dark side, you're still farming stuff that you need for TW, then I think you go back to your rarity farms. If you're done with your rarity farms and you're looking for something to spend your energy on, then yeah, farm up a couple.
All right.
They're not super expensive though. I'm just going to say the drop rate is kind of garbage. So you could potentially use crystal income daily, and basically just have some walking around crystals of 3K in case you needed them. And then you could go farm stuff that you needed for Shard Shop.
Yeah, I don't know if they're in your shop right now, Ranger, to show them. But if
they're always there.
Which one?
Yeah, the cryotechs. If you guys aren't aware, they're not just in the nodes, so you don't have to farm them. Yeah. You can also get them from the shipments.
Right after the characters, they're always there. They're in that. Yep. They're in spots. If we look at it right from the top, it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So they're in spots 17 and 18 in the shipments every time.
And they're not the worst value you could go after.
They're not the worst value, especially considering the drop rate is pretty bad.
Yeah. So I mean, if on average drop rate, this one would be a little bit high, right? But it's not the worst. It's not the worst cost. It's not the best cost. It's kind of right in the middle of things in shipments. So if you're not sure, you're better off just saving crystals, farming what you need, and then just being ready to buy it if you really need them on a whim.
And just walk around with 3,000 crystals all the time.
You should be trying to stock up 40,000 crystals for the next event that's coming out anyways now. We are at that point in this game where it's just all about the hoarding. It's silly. All right. So we have a bunch of questions still queued up. Again, head into the RSG Discord afterwards, and we'll be doing an after party there, and we'll answer some questions and just have fun talking with you guys.
All right. So let's end the stream. Let me pull that up. Where's that? There it is. There it is. All we gotta do our Patreons first. First, we gotta shout out all of our Patreons. These people, we have all our supporters, YouTubers, everything. But these guys give well beyond what they should. They're our gold Patreons. They keep us afloat. We really appreciate our gold Patreons. Couldn't do it without you. So thank you guys for all your support. It means a lot to us. We really do appreciate what you guys do for the channel. And then the ending. Well, if you're seeing this means you're watching the RC channel, and we do this show every Wednesday from 8 p.m. to whenever we get done, and it's the longest running live stream. If you haven't checked out our other content, well, let me tell you what we got. We've got all kinds of games and content. Let's talk about the Galaxy Hero stuff. So Wednesdays, of course, is this stream. Monday through Friday from 12 to whenever we get done, usually about an hour and a half. We do the lunch stream where we do Ross reviews, we do our Grand Arena, we answer your questions. It's something fun and entertaining for you guys to listen to during your workday, so please check that out. On Saturdays, we have the Jedi Academy. This one will be special because we're doing it with our ACS campaign, so check that out, 10 a.m. Eastern. With all this stuff, guys, make sure you go check out Van Seal's channel. Make sure you subscribe to his channel, give him a thumbs up. Same thing for us. If you're watching this right now, stop what you're doing, give us a thumbs up. It really does help spread our content out to the YouTube world and gets more notice to our channel. We really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I just checked. We are at 3,995 subscribers, so we're only 5 subscribers away from 4,000. So if you would like to help us get to the 4,000 mark, please go ahead and do that. Now, for the rest of the channel, we do all kinds of fun stuff. We have D&D on Sundays, which we do. I run a D&D campaign with some of the people from the crew and fans of the channel on Sundays. Mondays is usually Sanely Red Gaming. We didn't have it this Monday because the Revan event dropped, unfortunately, but we will have more Sanely Red Gaming. Tuesdays, I do Battlefront, and same thing Friday. So Tuesdays and Fridays, Battlefront. I've been showing off a lot of the new Battlefront 2 stuff. Tuesday nights is PC Gaming Night, where Finn and a bunch of the knuckleheads get together and do some kind of game, whether it's Borderlands, Diablo, it doesn't matter. They play.
We did Destiny 2.
Destiny 2.
Yesterday.
Yeah. So there's that. Tomorrow is Tactical Monsters. So you can check that out. So there's a lot of stuff going on the channel. There's lots of stuff for you guys to check out and leave comments. Let us know what you think of the content. That's always important. Make sure you check out our Patreon page. We already discussed that. And also check out our Tiltify. We are raising money for the American Cancer Society. We're almost at our $15,000 mark. If you would like to donate to that, please check out the Tiltify. You saw some of the cool stuff that we'll be doing. There's lots of cool prizes. We've got Dana that's letting people pick her next tattoo. We've got all the prizes that you saw there that we're going to be giving away. There's a lot of cool stuff that we're giving away. So check out all this great stuff. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We're going to go jump in the Discord, so come join us. The Discord is down linked below, and we will holler at you then. Peace.